Hello and welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy this story. I'm going to try and upload a new story each day. The Haunting of Riverside Manor. Chapter 1: A Historian's Dream. Dr. Evelyn Harper, a renowned historian with a passion for unraveling the mysteries of the past, couldn't believe her luck when she stumbled upon Riverside Manor. The grand mansion, perched on the edge of a quiet river, seemed to hold the secrets of centuries gone by. As she moved in, she felt a mixture of excitement and trepidation, sensing the weight of history that surrounded her. The town's locals warned Evelyn about the manor's dark past, but she dismissed their warnings as superstitious tales. For her, the creaking floorboards and the occasional draft only added to the mansion's charm. Chapter 2: Unveiling Shadows. Evelyn delved into the history of Riverside Manor, spending endless nights surrounded by dusty books and yellowed documents. She uncovered tales of love, betrayal, and tragedy that echoed through the corridors of the old mansion. The most haunting story was that of Isabella, a young bride who met a tragic end on her wedding night centuries ago. As Evelyn meticulously documented her findings, strange occurrences began to unfold. Whispers echoed in empty rooms, and shadows danced in the corners of her vision. She chalked it up to exhaustion, dismissing the eerie events as figments of an overworked imagination. Chapter 3: The Malevolent Spirit. One stormy night, as the rain lashed against the manor's windows, Evelyn awoke to a chilling presence in her room. The air grew icy, and a mournful wail filled the darkness. Terrified, she fumbled for the bedside lamp, casting light on a spectral figure at the foot of her bed. Isabella's ghost, with hollow eyes filled with sorrow, stared back at Evelyn. The historian felt a shiver down her spine as the spirit pointed accusingly at the ornate mirror in the corner of the room. The reflection showed not Evelyn, but a ghastly version of herself, a harbinger of the tragedy that awaited. Chapter 4: Unraveling Fate. Driven by a mix of fear and fascination, Evelyn delved deeper into Isabella's story. She discovered a hidden chamber behind the mirror, a forgotten space that held relics of a forbidden love affair. The walls whispered secrets, and the air was heavy with the tragedy that had unfolded within those walls. Isabella's spirit grew restless, yearning for justice and release. Evelyn, now caught in the web of the mansion's dark past, vowed to uncover the truth and set the tormented soul to rest. Chapter 5: The Ritual. As Evelyn unearthed the details of Isabella's demise, she learned of a ritual that could break the curse binding the spirit to Riverside Manor. The historian gathered ancient artifacts and deciphered cryptic incantations, determined to free Isabella from her spectral prison. The night of the ritual arrived, and the mansion seemed to pulse with malevolent energy. The air crackled with anticipation as Evelyn chanted the incantations, surrounded by flickering candlelight. The room shook with a supernatural force, and the temperature plummeted. Chapter 6: Confrontation. Isabella's spirit materialized, her eyes now filled with gratitude rather than sorrow. But as the ritual reached its climax, a malevolent force fought against the release. Shadows twisted and contorted, forming a grotesque figure, the entity that had bound Isabella to the manor. A voice echoed through the chamber, a sinister whisper that promised eternal suffering. The historian faced a choice: succumb to the darkness or stand strong against the malevolent force threatening to consume her. Chapter 7: Breaking the Chains. With unwavering determination, Evelyn faced the malevolent entity head-on. The room quaked as the struggle intensified, but the historian drew strength from the centuries of suffering that lingered within the mansion's walls. The artifacts glowed with an ethereal light, and the incantations grew more powerful. In a blinding burst of energy, the malevolent force was expelled, dissipating into the shadows. Isabella's spirit ascended, leaving behind a sense of peace that settled over Riverside Manor. Epilogue: A haunting silence. With the curse broken, Evelyn emerged from the ordeal changed but triumphant. Riverside Manor, once a place of torment, now stood silent. The river flowed peacefully outside, and the town embraced a newfound calm. As Evelyn packed her bags, she couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. The townsfolk, grateful for her courage, whispered tales of the historian who faced the malevolent spirit head-on. The haunting of Riverside Manor became a legend, a cautionary tale of the consequences of meddling with the echoes of the past. Little did they know that the shadows in the manor's corridor still whispered secrets, and the historian's departure left behind an eerie silence that hinted at the lingering presence of the supernatural. Chapter 8: Lingering Shadows. Months passed and Evelyn tried to resume a normal life. She found solace in a new town, far from the haunted memories of Riverside Manor. Yet the shadows of the past clung to her like a ghostly veil. Strange dreams visited her every night, visions of Isabella's eyes filled with gratitude and the malevolent force's sinister whispers. One evening, as Evelyn strolled along the riverbank in her new town, she noticed a familiar figure in the distance, a silhouette resembling the malevolent entity she had banished from Riverside Manor. Panic seized her, and she quickened her pace, but the figure remained elusive, always at the edge of her vision. Chapter 9: The Ties That Bind. Evelyn couldn't escape the feeling that the malevolent force had followed her, its tendrils reaching across space and time. Determined to sever the lingering connection, she revisited her research on the forbidden love affair that had spawned the curse. The trail led her to a forgotten diary hidden in the depths of Riverside Manor. As she pored over its pages, a chilling revelation unfolded. The malevolent force wasn't just a random entity, but a manifestation of the pain and anguish that consumed the scorned lover. Chapter 10: A Desperate Ritual. Haunted by the relentless pursuit of the malevolent force, Evelyn realized that she needed to confront the source of the curse once and for all. Returning to Riverside Manor, she gathered the artifacts and performed a desperate ritual to summon the spirit of the scorned lover. The air crackled with tension as the figure materialized, a twisted and tortured soul consumed by bitterness. Evelyn faced the entity, determined to break the cycle of suffering that had bound it to the mansion. Chapter 11: Redemption. As Evelyn pleaded with the scorned lover, recounting the tragic tale of betrayal and loss, a profound sadness crossed the entity's spectral features. The historian's words seemed to pierce through the centuries of resentment, and the malevolent force began to waver. In a moment of unexpected compassion, the scorned lover acknowledged the pain it had inflicted on Isabella and the generations of residents in Riverside Manor. With a mournful sigh, the entity dispersed, leaving behind a lingering sense of remorse. Chapter 12: Closure. Riverside Manor, once again touched by the supernatural, fell into a profound stillness. The shadows ceased their whispers, and the air lightened as if a heavy burden had been lifted. Evelyn, exhausted but relieved, stood in the now hallowed halls of the mansion. The townsfolk, unaware of the renewed struggle against the malevolent force, marveled at the newfound peace that embraced Riverside Manor. The historian, forever changed by her encounters with the supernatural, left the mansion behind, carrying with her the weight of the past and the hope for a brighter future. Epilogue: Echoes of the Past. As Evelyn walked away from Riverside Manor, she couldn't shake the feeling that the shadows of history lingered, leaving behind a tapestry of tales waiting to be unraveled. The town, now free from the shackles of malevolence, lived on with a renewed sense of tranquility. Yet in the quiet moments of the night, the river still whispered secrets, and the manor's windows reflected the faint outline of spectral figures. The haunting of Riverside Manor became a chapter in the historian's life, a story she carried with her into the unknown, where the echoes of the past continued to resonate. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed the story. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.